In Islam, Allah the Almighty said in Surah An-Nisa, فَانْكِحُوا مَا طَابَ لَكُم مِّنَ النِّسَاءِ مَثْنَى وَثُلَاثَ وَرُبَاعَ فَإِنْ خِفْتُمْ أَلَّا تَعْدِلُوا فَوَاحِدَةً أَوْ مَا مَلَكَتْ أَيْمَانُكُمْ. And you all, including non-Muslims, know the hukm and know the conditions. But the sister has a very interesting question. Isn't in Islam true that a man doesn't have to tell his wife and he can just get married without letting her know and she will find out all of a sudden? Let me differentiate simply between two things: the requirement and what is just. What is the requirement? Yani, is it required for the validity of the marriage contract to get the consent of the wife, the first wife, if he's taking a second wife, for instance, according to what the Quran says? No. Yani, if he tells her and she says, no, I don't agree, is the marriage, if he marries another person, is it permissible? Permissible if he fulfills the conditions, the consent of the guardian of the wife, the dowry, and her consent, and the witnesses, mashallah. In addition to being capable to support a wife, to open a house, and knowing that he will definitely be fair in treating them all the same, and so on. So this is the conditions and the prerequisites for the validity of the marriage contract, whether the first or the second or whatever. But is it imaginable that somebody is going to deduct from the time that he's spending with his wife and his kids? He's living with them 24/7. He only goes out to work. Now he's going to take 2 days or 3 days or 3.5 days or 4 days a week in another house. All of a sudden he says, surprise, surprise, guess what? I'm not going to be here for 3 days a week. That's not fair. That doesn't make any sense, and that is not polite. Allah the Almighty ordered, وَعَاشِرُهُنَّ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ. That is totally contrary to al-ma'ruf and the kindness. So we need to differentiate between the prerequisites of the marriage and what is just and what is recommended and what is obvious that the person has to let his wife know this is what's going to happen. It's not going to affect your spending and your livelihood, but I have certain needs, or there is certain requirement in my life which require me to do so, and I'm going to do what is halal in Islam. So I'm just letting you know. And if the person appreciates his wife and understands that she's his life partner, not a servant, not an employee, he should do much better than that. Sit with her, talk to her, see what is missing in his life and whether it can be compensated without pursuing another marriage, or it's impossible. Because of course, as a marriage counselor, I have many cases where, even non-Muslims, they would seek an outside marriage relationship because they cannot fulfill it in their marriage life. But in Islam, it's not permissible. So what is permissible is a legitimately approved marriage contract and a marriage relationship. I hope the answer is clear. Respected sister.